Thank you. I'm in a business that involves living in the contrast and in the conflict, and I want to be a peacemaker. I'm feeling like I'm trying to change things, and I'm in the wrong. I'm kind of in the wrong vibration. But I feel that the career that I've chosen is one that's rich with contrast in order to create healing opportunities. And I don't know exactly what, I've traveled a great distance to come here to do this in California because I thought it would be more open, which is seeing legal problems as an opportunity for healing. And I kind of feel like I'm a little bit stalled when I go and work with attorneys who are really into court and
Yes.
everything.
Because the very essence of the process is to push against somebody else. And when you
Yes.
push against somebody else, you are not connected to your own core energy. And so the bigger, stronger, louder one will eke out a meager triumph. But there is no real winning in any of that, is there?
No, there's not. And I see more of the overall picture rather than am able to take one side.
What is your label? Are you a mediator or a counselor? Or
Well, I want to be a mediator, but I am advertising myself as an attorney and a mediator, but mostly the people that come to me are coming for me to sue someone on their behalf, the advertising through the telephone book and that type of thing.
Well, we want to give you something here because we tease a great deal about how anyone who's in the middle of a lawsuit is pushing very hard against something, and we don't see anyone win in that situation. But we also want to say to you that there are hundreds of thousands of people who need some sort of legal representation because of the culture in which you live, who are not born fighters. In other words, they really do want peaceful, happy solutions. And so if you are thinking that you can gather enough experience or enough energy around you that you can turn the most resistant ones into soothing ones, we would say to you that's probably not going to happen. But if instead you could see yourself as someone who is attracting to you those who are more in harmony with what you are knowing to be, there are plenty of them out there, more than you would ever have time to deal with, who are already more of a vibrational match to what you know.
Mm-hmm.
So rather trying to take those who don't understand and turn those into those that do understand, and it's even less likely to happen when they're in the middle of some sort of confrontation. Instead, what you're wanting to do is to begin now imagining that those people that are flowing to you are those that are not so ready to sue, but that really are wanting some happy dissolvement of a marriage or of a business or of some, in other words, because there are all kinds of things that at one time seemed like a viable partnership that now don't seem like such a viable partnership. And there must be a way to, in a friendly, legal way, make that separation. Mm-hmm. And so as you take some of your best memories from some of your best cases or a little snatches of people who you know you really made a difference in their lives, and you hold them in your consciousness and use that as the 17 seconds that you think upon here and there, mm-hmm. what will happen is you will find a large number of people who are just like that beginning to flow into your experience.
Okay. The advertising in the telephone book, one of the questions you were talking about was a feeling of relief. And when I imagined not renewing my subscription or whatever it is to a year-long commitment to having my advertising in the telephone book, I felt relief.
Yes.
And I don't know whether that relief was, oh good, I don't have to deal with all those calls of people that
yes.
are looking for just anyone.
Yes, exactly. What the relief was is that ad was drawing people not a match to your true intent. So mm-hmm. when you released the ad, your cork floated back to the surface.
Okay. Okay.
Because, you see, word
mm-hmm.
of mouth will bring you all that you will ever have time for.
Okay.
In time. In other words, in the beginning of anything, it's always a little slower. But before you know it, there will be more people that have had meaningful, satisfying, fulfilling, uplifting interaction with you that they'll start talking to you about to their friends too.
Good.
Yes.
Okay.
That old game of throwing everyone in one basket, we tease about attorneys and we tease about lawsuits, but there is not a profession that you could find, not one, that does not have many vibrational matches to core energy. And we want you to trust that who you are as a non-physical energy would not have chosen a profession that was contrary to your source energy. You're part of this transition. This is time of reawakening. This is a time when not all, but many more people will realize that pushing against what they don't want only keeps them away from what they don't want.
Even in mediation, it seems that mediators compare what the result could be to what a judge would come up with in court, which seems to be, again, holding it in that old vibration of what hasn't worked. And how I don't know how to apply the principles that you teach in order to not push away from that, but to address what the real situation is.
Well, we want to give you a few things here about this. First of all, in the beginning, later on you will be braver and more sure-footed, and then you can go ahead and tell your clients everything that you've come to know. But in the beginning, don't talk too much to your clients about what you know about energy. Just flow it. So let's say you have a case that is coming up that a judge is going to hear, and you spend 17 seconds envisioning a rested, connected, happy person sitting there hearing this. Someone who has the ability to tap into intuitive knowing. Someone who can really feel where the energy is flowing and who will make the decisions based upon their whole knowing, not just their partial physical legal knowing. In other words, they won't defy law as they know it. No judge in their right mind would ever do that. But there is a lot of latitude that these judges hold about the things they allow and disallow and the things that they listen to and the things that they instruct. And in other words, there's an enormous amount of latitude. And so if you've envisioned a judge that's at one and happy and good at what he or she does, you influence the judge that is literally assigned to a case that you don't even have yet. You begin affecting the whole sequence of events along the way. Time as you flow energy and imagine well-being, just even imagine feeling well-being, not even understanding why you're feeling the well-being, what happens is the universe finds infinite ways of organizing circumstances and events that all end up benefiting your desire. Until in time you'll be known as someone who, with some sort of magical, mysterious way, always comes out smelling like roses. In other words, nobody will be able to follow you around and pinpoint exactly what you're doing and write books about this newfound thing that you're doing, because it won't be there's not one thing that you're doing. You're just imagining positive outcomes, harnessing the energy that creates worlds, flowing it toward case after case, and coming out on top over and over and over again. You get the sense of what we're talking about?
Sounds great to me. Thank you.
It is great, and don't think about this big culture of law that has been established that is resilient or that is not resilient, that is rigid and non-changing, because everything is changing.
Good.
Good.
Thank you.
What more? Yes, let us do this.